What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of StoneBlock. Oh yeah, guys, last episode we set up this environmental tech void ore miner controller tier 1. We were starting to collect some void ores. Yeah, it was going okay. I said I was going to spend some time here speeding it up using our acceleration wand by shift right clicking on this and making it collect resources faster, because really you want to go from the tier 1 to anything better than this as fast as you can, so we can get ourselves ERODIUM and other ores much faster. The ERODIUM, this stuff right here, is what you need in order to upgrade to tier 2, right? So the void ore controller tier 2 requires something like 54 of those just to make the controller itself, and then you need like an additional stack, 64 more of these things, for a total of like 118 ERODIUM in order to make a fully set up tier 2 void ore miner with the multi-blocks and all of that stuff, because you have to make the tier 2 structure frames, right? So that's a lot of ERODIUM. So I've been sitting here and spending a decent amount of time speeding this thing up, and we've only gotten 4. Yeah, so that's not very good. We need a way to get this ERODIUM much faster, because I don't have all day and all night and then the next day and then the following week to sit here and hold right click on this thing. Not gonna happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up making a few more of these void ore miner controller tier 1s to hopefully get these resources much faster. Now, another thing that we can do to get the ERODIUM, this stuff, yeah, these guys. So in order to get that, you can see it comes from the void ore miner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Void ore miner tier 1, we're currently using a clear laser lens, but we can get it much faster, almost 10 times faster, using a crystal laser lens. However, this does require us to have ERODIUM to do it. So this is the same amount of ERODIUM. Well, actually, is it the same amount? Is it the same amount void ore miner tier 2? I was thinking that's the same amount that you put into the tier 2 controller. Yeah, so we could either go up to a tier 2 controller, which wouldn't be useful, because then we'd need the additional stack of ERODIUM in order to make the multi-block so it would actually do something. Or we can upgrade to the crystal lens, which will allow us to get the resources about 10 times faster. Not quite. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we'll get the crystal laser lens first. Then it should produce more ERODIUM. And then we'll look at getting the tier 2. Now, what's great about the tier 2, if we go into the digital guide here. So tier 1, the default duration is 400 and the minimum duration is 400. This is in ticks, right? So if we get the tier 2, we can have a minimum duration of 320 ticks per ore, or we can get a minimum duration of 80. Yeah. So the tier 2 allows us to put in speed modifiers, which does increase the amount of RF per tick, or FE per tick, or whatever they're calling it these days, power. It does increase the amount of power that this thing will utilize, but you can see that we would get an ore every 4 seconds as opposed to every, whatever that is, 400 divided by 20 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be much better to get the tier 2. It would be a heck of a lot faster. And then we can use our acceleration wand on top of that and make it faster still. So that's definitely where we want to go with this. But first things first, we need to expand out our controllers here. We need to make more of these things. Now, there is a cheaty way that we can do it without having to make the entire structure panels and structure frames and all that stuff. I think we're going to explore that option first here. So what I've done down below our controller, did I grab the controller in my inventory? Is that going to despawn? Yeah, I have everything. Okay, so all the way down here, we dug all the way down to bedrock, right? So this thing could work. I just got done expanding this room out, so we have a lot more space down here. I did notice that the IC2 rubber would spawn down here as like an ore vein or something. I thought that was interesting. So yeah, we're going to set up more of them down here so we don't have to keep drilling holes all the way through the entire world from the surface. We're just going to set everything up down here. I think it's how we're going to handle this. Now, there is a cheaty way to get the controller to work without having to set up the entire multi-block structure. And I would like to utilize that and see if we can make that work for us here. It'll just save us resources and time and setup and space and all of that kind of stuff. So let's go see if we can be a little cheaty here. We are going to need to get ourselves a hammer, and we are going to need to get ourselves, I guess oak saplings will work. Let's see what we have. Oak saplings. Yeah, we got plenty. Actually, we can just use straight wood. There's no reason to do a tree. How about hammer? How are we doing with those? We're doing pretty good. And those should repair in my inventory. Yeah, those are repairing. Okay. You know what? Let's grab the other hammer. Just put it in my inventory and let that one repair too. Was that like... Oh, okay. I thought this hammer was like going up and down twice the speed there for a second. Anyway, so now that we have these things, we can place them down like so. And then we can hammer them. And then we get ourselves wood chips, right? That turns into a cardboard box from mechanism. All right, so this is like the first piece of the puzzle on how we're gonna be a little cheaty here. If you guys haven't seen this before, let's go back to the mining world. Apparently it's raining here now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this thing back up and make our laser work. So let me put this right here, and then we will use our assembler and get every... Whoop, I hit shift click, I didn't mean to do that. We'll put this thing back here and set it all back up again. Just hold right click. You see the laser, all those things go back in place. Everything looks happy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is use a cardboard box on this, break it. So the controller is still active inside this cardboard box is the way that works. So then we gotta remember, we got laser core, clear laser lens, laser core. All right, let's grab those guys. Did I get all of them? I didn't get that other laser core. We need that. There it is. All right, so we're gonna come all the way down here. All right, and then we can set this back up to be laser core, laser core, laser lens. Put our cardboard box right there and do a shift right click. And then you can see this is active now. Everything looks happy. Now this will produce resources. Let's see if we can get ourselves a chest here. I can't make it in a 2x2. Just to prove that this is working. We'll just stick a chest right there, and then we gotta give it power too. It's not gonna have infinite power. We do have to provide power. Okay, and then we'll accelerate this as well. So yeah, we should be able to see at least one resource in here. It is quite slow. I'm telling you guys, I've been sitting here like right-clicking on it for a while. So you can see that we are producing resources, and there is no multi-block structure. So what we can do is produce a bunch of these laser cores, a bunch of the clear laser lens, and a bunch of the void ore miner controllers. Now, the only thing is we do have to set it up on the original multi-block before we use the cardboard box on it. So it's probably going to be best that I make a few cardboard boxes, one for each controller that we're going to do, so I can just set them all up, take them all down, and then bring them all down here and set them up down here, right? We are going to want a way to provide power to all these things, so we're going to want some kind of power cables, probably item conduits as well to extract the items out. So I'm going to start setting up some stuff here. We want to expand this out. We want to get ERODIUM. Now, I do agree this is a little cheaty. In fact, I stated that right at the very start that it's a very cheaty way of doing it. However, I disagree with environmental tech with how slow it is to get your initial ERODIUM crystals by default. Yeah, it's not... I don't think that you're supposed to be required to make like 20 of these multi-block structures. I don't agree with that, but that's me. But anyway, what I'm going to do is get everything set up. We'll hopefully set up an entire array of void ore miner controller tier 1s down below that are going to be producing a whole bunch of ERODIUM together, and we'll be right back, guys. Okay guys, so I have made a few controllers and we have them all the way down here and pretty much set up and ready to go. I moved our storage crate down here and this is what we're looking like. So I added 17 more controllers. Is that too many? Is that enough? I don't know. But that's what we got right now. So now we need to go through and shift right click the cardboard boxes on each one of these guys to set them free. They should all initialize and act like they're doing something. And it looks like we have lights on all of them, so I think we're good. Why are these cardboard boxes not stacking? That's super weird. Let me try getting them to stack. Okay, and then they only stack the 16. So that should be good. So yeah, that's what we're looking like right now. It's a lot more compact. Can you imagine having 17 of these multi-blocks together? Not gonna happen. Anyway, let's get up here. So we need to set this guy. We're gonna have it set to extract and always active. And then this one on the storage crate we have set to insert. So pretty much what I need to do is grab this conduit probe. I just made this guy. This is made with a Yeta wrench, grains of infinity, iron, and electrical steel. Yeta wrench is pretty inexpensive. Some electrical steel and some kind of a stone gear. All of that stuff we had readily available. So conduit probe, it has two different modes. It has the default, and then if you do like a shift scroll, you can turn it to the yellow mode, go to the copy paste mode. This is the mode that we want. So we want to copy this, and with a shift right click, it copies it. So if I just right click on this one, it does a paste conduit settings. If you right click on there, you can see extract is set and always active is set, right? So that's pretty much what we're doing, is we're just having a paste that's always active, so we don't have to go into the UI of each one of these. So I can just right click, and these are all going to have the correct settings. Yeah, this conduit probe makes life a lot easier when working with Ender IO, item conduits, or pretty much any of the conduits, the fluid conduits. We have to set a whole bunch of them to be the same setting. Anyway, so all of those should be good to go now. So the only thing we have left to do is provide them power. We are using Ender Energy Conduit, which provides 20,000 RF per tick, or micro infinities, I guess. And then each one of these controllers requires 600, so I think we should be okay. Anyway, let's put a flex point right here. So we're sending a whole bunch of power into the system. And we should be seeing resources coming over here. But we got one litherite. That's something we didn't have before anyway. Now, these controllers do go slow. So we're not going to be seeing resources coming in like, whoa, that's super fast. But we are going to see them coming in. And it's going to be a lot faster than if we just had one controller going, right? So you just saw we got a whole bunch of items real quick. And now a lot of downtime. So this is why I wanted to make a bunch of these things. So as we get the resources in here, it'll happen that much faster, right? It might be worth for us to even make more of these controllers if we're going to get ERODIUM in a timely fashion. I'm not on a server here. We're on a single player world. If we're on a server, you could just set that up and let it go overnight and probably have close to what you need. But since this is only running as I am playing, yeah, it's not really an option. I'm kind of curious. Okay, so we are drawing a lot of power off this guy. Yeah, so we are using a decent amount of power. Our battery's staying full. This solar panel can't keep up, but I'm not sure if they are going to be able to keep up together. Now, each one of these panels does 2,048, right? So we have a total of 8,096. Is that the correct number? I think so. We might need to make a few more of these solar panels. I think that might be the next step, just to make sure we have enough power being generated. So input 10,000. Is that what the limit is on these? No, that says 20,000. So why is it doing 10,000 even? Did I set the thing on there to limit? No, if it was limited, it'd be limited at 256,000. Huh. It seems odd. That's exactly 10,000, huh? Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, so 10,000 is more than the 8,096 that we are currently generating. So we need to go back to the base and make a few more of these solar panels, which I don't think is a big deal, but it is definitely something that we need to do. Now, I think there's also upgrades for those solars that you can make them more efficient and produce a little bit more power. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so we have a problem here. If our refined storage system is not getting power, then that's kind of a problem. Let's go back and turn this off for now. We'll make some more solars, make sure our power situation is ready to go. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We're limited by 10,000 because that's what this capacitor bank can do, isn't it? Yeah, that's okay. So we could probably add another cable like this and get some more power out of this thing, because I think that's 10,000 per side. Yeah, now we're doing 20,000. Okay. Yeah, that was the issue. We were being limited by our capacitor banks, so it might be time to look at upgrading those as well. But anyway, we need to come down here and turn this thing off for the moment because we definitely need more power than what we are able to provide it. I was thinking at the start that we'd be fine, but no, obviously we're not. Anyway, let me go ahead. I'm going to make a few more capacitor banks. I'm going to make a few more solar panels. We're going to beef up our minimalist power operation that we have here, and hopefully we'll be able to get something going that'll keep all of this running and more. Be right back, guys. Oh goodness, so the auto crafting here is just about finishing up, I think. Yeah, I told it to make 10 of these solar panel tier 6s. It's been going for a little while now. I stopped it partway through because I realized that I had some of the photovoltaic cell 4s in my inventory that I needed. So I stopped it, put that back in the system, started it back up. It's been going a lot longer than the 9 minutes that it says that it's been going here. And then I also crafted up some vibrant capacitor banks. We didn't make these before because we were a little low on the grains of infinity. But now that we have the plant, the seed to make grain of infinity, yeah, it's really not that big of a deal. We can make all of that stuff that we want, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so we're pretty much just waiting on the rest of these solar panels to finish up here. Should be done here in just a few seconds, which is going to be great. And then we'll have a lot more power ready to go. Now, I think I said earlier, I was trying to see how much power that we were making. And I said like 8,096. That's not true. So you put these together, you get 8,192 is what it says there. Yeah. Anyway, so let's do the solar panels. There we go. 10 of those, 10 of these. We're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and set these up in the mining dimension. That's a lot of mobs all of a sudden. We'll set these guys up here in the mining dimension, which is going to provide us a lot more power output and a lot more power input because of all the new solar panels that we're going to have. Let's see. We'll move this guy out of here. Like so. And then we can set these guys up in such a way. I kind of want to set these things up in like a line so the solar panels, we can place them so they're each touching a block. I'm not sure how much that matters, but I kind of feel like it matters a little bit, so I want to do it anyway. Which button? F11? No. Or I'm sorry, that was F7. F9. F9 shows us the chunks, so let's get rid of this stuff and get rid of this thing. Okay. So we'll just place these guys down. I guess gotta click them on the ground. Place them down something like this. And then we will place... Oh, you know what? I guess we don't need that many because we don't have that many solar panels, do we? So we'll do something like this. And then we can add 10 more on top and 10 more on this side. And they all have a block that... or a face of a block that they're touching. So these are all producing quite a lot of power right now. We're making a total of 20,000 RF on those 10 solar panels. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we can kind of swap this thing over. So this guy, this flux point, will end up going right here. So that's taking the power from our solar, from this one, and putting it right here. And then we can take this, our flux plug, and pop it over on this guy, like so. And then we're going to be using power from this. Yeah. So let's see. Is there a way for us to... Can't do it on that side. You can do it here. This only tells you the in. I guess you have to stack this thing taller to see the input and the output. Okay, well, anyway, we're making a lot of power now, which is fantastic. We can also move these guys. These are all 6s as well. We can move those over. There's 4 more of them. We'll stack those on top, I suppose. Like so. So yeah, now we're doing almost 30,000 RF per tick, which is pretty good, I think. Right, so... we can output a lot more power. We have a lot more power coming in. I think we should be able to turn those guys on. These normal capacitor banks, I'll probably take back and upgrade to a vibrant one and add it to this multi-block. But anyway, let's get back to what we were trying to do here. Now that we have the power coming in, let's... Oh, I need this guy. We'll place this right here. Okay, so we're outputting 20,000... 0.5. That seems weird. Why are we oh, is that the maximum for the the conduit. I think that's the maximum for the conduit, right? Conduit, item conduit, we want the energy one. Yeah, 2,480. So we are maxing out our conduit right now. And each one of these has an internal power buffer. I think that's what's going on, is it's just filling up the internal power on all of those. And then once that's full, it should drop back down. I don't think we're going to be using 20,000 RF per tick the entire time. And if so, we might need to add another connection here, have more of the energy conduit touching another face of this so we can pump more power into this stuff. How are we doing over here? So we have 9 ERODIUM now. All right, well, we're going to have to let this thing go for a while. Okay, well, I guess first things first, I don't think we're providing enough power. If we're maxing out the cable, we definitely need to get that solved. I was expecting that to fill up the internal power buffer of all of those things and then drop back down in power. Maybe it's still doing that and I didn't give it long enough, but I think I want to give it more power connections just to make double sure. So anyway, I'm going to get on that and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so I added in another 9 more of our Void Ore Miner Tier 1s here. So we have a bunch of them going now, 27 of them. So we are collecting resources quite quickly. We have a lot of stuff here. It hasn't taken super long, about an hour to gain all of these resources. So we have 54 of the ERODIUM crystal, which I think is pretty close to what we needed in order to make like a crystal laser lens. However, since we have so many of these Void Ore Miner Tier 1s going, like, it doesn't really make sense to use these ERODIUM crystals to make that lens just yet. I think what we're going to do is we're going to wait until we get enough ERODIUM in order to upgrade to a Tier 2 that we can make some speed upgrades and a crystal laser lens. And then we should be able to wand that and get this stuff quite quickly. I think that is what the game plan is. And also, I think we're going to leave this going down here until we upgrade even further beyond the Tier 2. Because we're definitely going to want to get this ERODIUM crystal to keep upgrading and getting to the higher tiers so we can get, or we have the ability to unlock the upper tiers of environmental tech. Yeah. There's no other way to get this stuff other than just mining it the way we are. So, yeah, we're probably going to leave this. So in the overworld right now, I have it set up to craft yet 10 more yet 10 more solar panels. So that's what we are doing right now. I am going to add an additional 10 more of our solar panels to our capacitor bank here. I did upgrade the regular capacitor banks to another vibrant one, so we are one longer on this thing. But yeah, we'll add 10 more of those, which should add quite a bit more power. And when that's all done, I might add in an additional 9 more of those Void Ore Miner Tier 1s just to keep us going down there in order to get the ERODIUM to move on to the next level. Now again, this is like way above and beyond what you would have to do if you were like on a server and this was running all the time. You could just log off for the day, come back, and now you have many hours worth of resources. And since we're playing single player here, I don't have that option. When I log off, everything stops. So we need to get those resources faster, really fast while I'm playing. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to like have the game running all the time, and that's not cool. So anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap the episode up here for today, guys. We explored a pretty cheaty way of obtaining resources from environmental tech. Again, not the most ideal way of doing it, but it is what it is because the mod author decided that ERODIUM crystals are going to be super rare and super hard to come by and make you waste your time in order to get them, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.